welcome back. Time to newcomers elected Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Last episode, we went through part of the court. We got a guilty verdict for Edgeworth, but then we're saved at the last minute by our savior, Larry Butts, who just presented a ridiculous testimony. But one thing happened, and that was that we heard that there was another gunshot before midnight. And we're trying to prove now that the gunshot was actually a gunshot by presenting this. This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That 3rd shot was a shot Larry heard just before midnight. Oh, snap. Order, huh? That would make sense of the evidence we've been seeing so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen on the night of the lake. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I asked you, why? Uh-oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes. Ah! What's wrong, Nick? I have it! Huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in the case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya! Yes? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch and I'm going to run with it. Right, I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Your Honor. Oh, yes, Mr. Wright. The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? Tisk, tisk, tisk. So, you finally realize the truth. There can be no other murderer here other than Miles Edgeworth himself. Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. Fingerwag. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant Edgeworth and the victim Robert Hammond were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat and Robert Hammond fell in the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well? The guilty party has to be the other man on that boat. I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. Well, what do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence at the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 00:15, but Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who is sitting on the boat. Edgeworth and the murderer. Of course it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond had met Edgeworth. Oh, snap. What? Are you serious? Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face in that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous! Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer, then. The murderer's name? Right, it's... I don't know. Because... Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know? Bah! Again, you waste my time! I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man! At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not in a boat? What? Well then, where did this murder take place? Show the judge where the murder really took place. I want to say probably near the shack, right? Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing. Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat? The boat shop! Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really, but I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker puts on Robert Hammond's coat and becomes Robert Hammond. Can't read all of a sudden. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright? The boat shop caretaker. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? Details. Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. To create a witness. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps in from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. I see. There's someone looking from the edge of the lake. It would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop, then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body, and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake. Bailiff! Bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly! Oh snap, we're making progress, guys. Oh yeah. The beard demands it. Do it. Do it now. Or the beard will eat you. Oh. Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant Miles Edgeworth a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Snap, do we have to cross-examine him? Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said. Yes. Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry, I can't say what it was. Your Honor, sir. Bailiff, we're conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet or the beard will eat you. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What should I do? The beard will devour your soul. Find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away. The beard will devour your soul later. Mr. Von Carver, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. Oh God. Crush the police department, utilize all its forces. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. Okay, so we do have one investigation left, and then the final trial. By God, this is taking a long time. Go away, goober! God dang it. Alright. Yay, Nick, you did it! Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict. And what about Larry? Well, that was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with this testimony. Larry really helped us out for once in his life. Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down in the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Did you say something? Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax! I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now, and I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgeworth? No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you to get it off my chest, but I want you to have my babies. Just kidding. I can't make up my mind. What is this about, Edgeworth? When a man loves another man, that's his last goodbye. Just kidding. It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. To be continued. Here we go. Yes. December 27th to 11, the Wright & Cola offices. What was Mr. Edgeworth talking about? A memory of a crime that I committed. A memory of murder. Stupid flashbacks. Do you really think Mr. Edgeworth killed... I don't believe it. Not Edgeworth. Some painful memory has been troubling him recently, but he'd never take someone's life. Never! Nick? Yo! How's everyone doing? Go away, Larry. What do you think of my performance today? I have been swooning in the aisles, huh, Maya? You know what Larry is? Larry's a Guido. Jeez. Swooning? Me? Oh, yes, I do remember feeling faint. Right on! Tell me the truth. It was like love at first sight, right? I totally do not ship Larry with anybody except for either Old Bag or Lada. Right, Nick? Right, Nick? Me? Well, maybe my heart skipped a beat or two. I think you can do better than that. Come on! I said Edgeworth in there, dude! Edgy! You guys should be bowing before me! Yeah, bow before your hero! Oh my god, you were so stuck up, Larry. Today's trial. Larry, you really helped out in the trial today. You did! If you weren't there, Larry, I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth would have been found guilty. Ha 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 ha! Yeah. But seriously, Nick, that boat shop caretaker guy's pretty suspicious. But Edgy ain't off the hook yet. Way to spoil the mood, Larry. I'm just a guy sitting in the audience, you know? But from where I was sitting, Edgy seemed pretty edgy. Go figure. I mean, can you really know he's telling the truth about that night? Nick? I don't know, but what I do know is I'm going to believe in you two until the end. Us two? Edgeworth and who else? You mean me, right? Nah, he means me, right, Nick? Yeah, you, Larry. Not me? But why you, Larry? Huh? Actually, yeah, why me, Nick? Enough of the silent treatment! Edgeworth. Nick, why do you trust Mr. Edgeworth so much? I mean, he's changed recently, true, but when we first met him, he was kind of a jerk, don't you think? Excuse me. You didn't know him back then. Back when he wanted to become a defense attorney. Wait, was that when you two were classmates? Yes, in grade school. They saved me, Miles, and Larry. They saved me and I'll never forget it. That's why I became a defense attorney, you know. What? Hey, Larry, what's he talking about? Huh? Sorry, I kind of forgot. Okay, Nick, out with it. I'm going to hear this story today, and that's final. Okay. It's kind of a long story, so hang in there. It was the beginning of spring, 4th grade. I was on trial, a class trial. A class trial? The class trial. You remember Larry, spring 4th grade? A kid in my class got his lunch money stolen. Lunch money? Our school was really small. Every month, kids would bring in an envelope with money for lunch from home. Ha, I see. Anyways, this kid's envelope disappeared, with $38 still. $38 is like millions for little kids. Ow, now that you mention it, I do remember that. I can see why you'd forget, though. You were out of school that day. Anyway, the envelope had been stolen during PE class. I was coming down with a cold, so I'd skip PE that day. I was the only one not in class. So, they thought you did it? Yeah, the kids in class said I should be put on trial. Trial? So the next day we held a classroom trial with me as the defendant. I didn't do it. Guilty, he did it. Guilty, rabble. It was you, the thief. Give me my money back. You're such a meanie. No one play with him. Just admit you did it. You can have the truth. Tell us the truth. We're not gonna play with you anymore. Yeah, no borrowing my eraser. Shouldn't be allowed to realize we're in the library committee, and Justin Bieber is the best artist ever, and I love One Direction and Nicki Minaj. And now, Phoenix, you know you shouldn't steal people's money. It's not right, not even if they're stupid believers. In the end, even though the teacher thought I'd done it, apologize to the class, Phoenix, even though they're stupid believers. But I don't want to apologize to believers. I didn't know it was happening. I was so sad. I couldn't stop crying, and I really didn't want to apologize to those believers. Justin Bieber is so lame. Everyone was staring at me like I'd done it. I tried to apologize. I went over to where the boy was sitting. That's when it happened. He shouldn't have to apologize. The only thing that belongs in this trial is evidence. Anything else has no place. You should all be ashamed. Amateurs. Miles? Oh, epic young fingerprint of doom! It wasn't you who stole my money, was it? No. Then you shouldn't apologize. Everyone's been shouting you did it, but no one has any proof. That is why, Your Honor, this boy is innocent. But Miles, it was your money that was stolen. Yeah, he did it. He's the one. We don't need proof. Makes him say he's sorry. I just pooped on my desk. Grrr. Why don't you all shut up? This is always how it is. Everyone ganging up and picking on one person. This is always how it is. Everybody ganging up and picking on one person. Just think how he feels. He said he didn't do it, so he didn't do it. Very well. I will replace the money myself. This class trial is over. That's how it happened. After that, the three of us were always friends. Wow, I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea either. I mean, I forgot. That's when I learned what it meant to be alone. Totally alone, without a friend in the world. You did a good thing, Larry. Yeah, well, I was just lucky that I took the day off from school. If I'd been there, they would have thought I'd done it. Wait, wasn't he in that cutscene? I thought they just said he took a day off from school. Well, whatever, okay. So I took it kind of personally, see? Oh, okay, it must have been the next day after he came back. When something smells, it's usually the butts. Of course it is. Edgeworth's goals. Anyway, Edgeworth and I talked about that after class trial. That's when I heard his father was a defense attorney. I remember his eyes would shine when he talked about his father. I'm going to become a defense attorney just like my daddy. A famous defense attorney. You don't say. Then a few months later, he suddenly transferred to another school. The DL6 incident. Right, I'm not sure, but the transfer probably had to do with his father's death. That's so sad! It was several years later when I heard Edgeworth's name again. There was an article about him in the newspaper. The headline was something like, Dark Suspicions of a Demon Attorney. Fabricating evidence, manipulating testimonies, covering up facts. The article said he'd do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything! But why? What happened? I mean, that's not the Edgy I used to know at all. That's what I thought, too. I tried to get in touch with him, I don't know how many times. He never replied. I guess he didn't want to see his old friends. I couldn't just drop it, though. I wanted to meet him, to learn who he had become. That's when I decided. Wait, you don't mean... That's why? That's why you became a defense attorney? To meet Edgeworth? If I was a defense attorney, I knew he'd have to meet me whether he wanted to or not. in court. Edgeworth believed in me, and I believe in him. He's in pain, and no one's on his side. I'm the only one who knows the real Edgeworth. I'm the only one who can help him.
Wow, Nick, so is that why you helped me out for free?
Yes. I helped you because I believed in you. Except I don't remember saying I'd do it for free.
Aw, Nick!
Nick, we have to save Mr. Edgeworth if it's the last thing we do, okay? Right, it may very well be. First, there's that rental boat shop caretaker. We need to find out who or what he is. I'd settle for who. Guess I can clean out some of the evidence I no longer need. Okay, let's go. I wonder what I've got that I still... What do we got here? So we got rid of Lotta's testimony and a few other things, which is nice. So let's move to the Gourd Lake entrance. How about your gumshoes here? Yep. Hey, pal, long time no see. Oh, Detective Gumshoe! Club one today, eh? Got so worked up I snapped my tie in half. Sorry about that. No problem, pal. Thanks to you, we now know who really did it. You mean the boat shop caretaker? Look, I'll make you a promise. I'll have that scoundrel in my custody by trial time tomorrow. Come what may, that's my duty to you as a police officer. Now I'm off to catch me a criminal. All right. Detective Gumshoe, sir, is active today. Oh, one other thing. Yay! No one can go into the woods today. The woods? Where Lotta was camping? The woods are off limits to camping, and apparently the park ranger found out. He got pretty mad. No one can go in for a while. Guess Lotta's in a lot of trouble. Wah, 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 wah. Anyway, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Good. Okay, let's go to the boat shop. Figure out what's in that safe. Oh, yeah. No, not another thing. Ah, the steel eyesore is missing. Eyesore? Looks like the hot dog stand is closed, too. I guess Larry's been too busy with the trial to show up for work. Probably. Anyways, boat rental shop. Here we go. Bet you'll run into something before we can go in there, right? That old caretaker got away. Yep. I never imagined he might be the real murderer. Ahem! I'd know that clearing of the throat anywhere. Oh, hello! What might you be doing here? Out for a walk, Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh linen, you see. Mr. Grossberg, this is no time for idle reminiscing. Mr. Edgeworth's trial ends tomorrow. That is true, yes. But from what I saw at today's trial, Edgeworth should be fine, right? Well, I'm not so sure about that. Ha-ha! What do you mean by that, Well, I'm not sure. If you find anything out, come by my office at once. I may be able to offer you some assistance. Thanks, bye. What do you think Mr. Grossberg was doing here anyway? Who knows? That's what I'm wondering too. Alright, into the shack we go. Wow, the parrot's still here without the caretaker. Caretaker shack. Nobody's home. Hello, Squawk. Hey, it's Polly! I wonder where your owner's gone, Polly. Hello, Squawk. I can't believe he'd run off and leave his poor parrot to fend for herself. Hello, Squawk. Hello, mother freaker! Jeez, alright. Let's open that safe. That reminds me, Nick. Polly here knows the number to the safe, right? Yeah, that's right. Polly, what's the number to the safe? 1228, Squawk. Let's open it, Nick. Come on. I'm sure there isn't any money in there. Nah. But hey, he keeps it locked, right? So there must be something of value in there. I'm not so sure. Okay, Nick, let's see what's in there. Guess there might be a clue or two. The only thing in here is a letter. A letter? Aw, boring. Huh, there's no name or signature on this thing. It's handwritten in very precise, clear letters. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Edgeworth? Nick, why would Mr. Edgeworth's name be on here? How should I know? I'm gonna read the whole thing. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. It also says this is your last chance. Now is your time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. The rest of the letter goes on to describe the murder plot in detail. How to kill Robert Hammond and frame Edgeworth. Hauling Edgeworth out into the lake, getting on the boat, firing twice. This is exactly what I figured out today in court. It's all here in perfect detail. Well, what do you think it means, Nick? I don't know, but it looks like these are instructions for that caretaker. When he killed Robert Hammond and called out Edgeworth, he was following instructions. But who could have written that letter? And what does it mean to get revenge on Miles Edgeworth? Look, I don't know, okay? But one thing's for certain. This letter is an amazing clue. Added letter from a safe to the court record. Amazing indeed. Parrot. Maybe I should take care of Polly, Nick. Probably shouldn't just kidnap her. The police know about her anyway. I'm sure they'll do something. Well, okay. Sorry, Polly. He says I can't take you. Great, now the bird's going to hate me. What is this over here? Say, Nick, don't people usually put pictures of fish up on the wall to boast about them? Yeah, I guess so. You mean pictures of fish they caught, right? Right, but don't all the fish on the wall here look really puny to you? Well, you know what they say. You should have seen the one that got away. Except the one that got away from us was the caretaker, and we did see him. Why do I feel like we're having two different conversations here? I think that's about all we can get in here, so maybe we should go present this letter to somebody. But who is the question? Who's got the crack? Who's got the crack? Just kidding. Alright. Whoops. Go back. God dang it. Nobody at the Gord Public Beach. I think we need to go talk to Grossberg, actually, so let's do that. Maybe we should go to Criminal Affairs first. Yeah, let's do that. Looks like Detective Gumshoe hasn't gotten back yet. Gumshoe? He won't be coming back today. Oh, really? He said there was some guy he had to arrest by tomorrow. The boat shop caretaker. He shouted something about catching him if it's the last thing I do, pal. Good luck, Gumshoe. Alright, here we go then. To the detention center, I guess. Hi, Edgeworth. Random. Okay. You look as grim as always. Humph! Mr. Edgeworth, I heard the story about the class trial. Class trial? What do you mean? You don't remember? No, I don't. Your lunch money was stolen, wasn't it, in 4th grade? Lunch money? Oh, right, yes, I seem to remember something like that. Nick, I think you're the only one who really remembers. Well, it probably only really mattered to me anyway. Mr. Edgeworth, didn't you know? That trial was the reason Nick became a defense attorney. Ridiculous. Gee, thanks. That said, it doesn't sound like the kind of thing you do. You haven't changed a bit, have you, Wright? So simple. To a fault, even. Well, maybe yeah, but I think you changed too much, Edgeworth. Perhaps. Why prosecute? Hey, Edgeworth, why did you become a prosecutor anyway? You used to look up to your dad. You said you wanted to be a defense attorney, right? I couldn't let myself deny reality like you. What do you mean? My father was taken from me and you want me to defend criminals? I'm sorry, Wright, but I'm not that good of a person. One suspect was apprehended in your father's murder, right? Yes, the man trapped in the elevator with my father. His name was YANNI Yogi. He had to be the shooter any way you look at it. Yet, he was found innocent. That defense attorney got him off the hook. That would be Robert Hammond. On that day, 15 years ago, the three of us were trapped in that elevator for 5 hours. When we were rescued, we all suffered oxygen deprivation. I had lost all memory of the murder. Lost your memory? Even now, I can't recall what happened in that elevator. That was the crux of Yogi's attorney's argument in court. He claimed YANNI Yogi had been not of sound mind due to the oxygen deprivation. Yogi was released due to the lack of evidence. Innocent. That's when I changed my mind. Started to hate defense attorneys. Prosecutor Von Karma. What's your relationship with Von Karma? He's my teacher and a man who deserves respect. I learned everything I know of courtroom techniques from him. So he's like my sister was to you, Nick. He is a perfectionist in all things. In court, in his personal life, he is obsessed with doing everything perfectly. Perfectly, huh? In all the cases he has taken on, none were left unsolved. And not one suspect was declared innocent. Ever. And we're gonna find out more about Mr. Von Karma next episode. Rate, comment, subscribe, favorite, and see you guys next time.